Greetings, I'm Pastor Eric Smith, and this is Wakening Grace. One of my favorite stories is of the Methodist bishop and a young man who sat next to each other on an airplane flight. The young man carried with him a thick Bible with an artfully crafted leather cover. He was a young man on a mission to bring salvation to everyone he talked to. He struck up a conversation with the bishop, who wasn't wearing a clergy collar, and so his vocation wasn't obvious. It didn't take long for the young man to get to the topic of Christianity, and with the boldness of his youth and the conviction of young faith, he looked the bishop in the eye and asked, "Are you saved?" With an apparently simple and yet most profound response, the bishop replied, "You'd have to ask my wife." That's both funny and beautiful. You know why it is funny. It's beautiful because the truth of faith is revealed in relationship. In a parallel encounter of some time before, Jesus was asked by disciples of John the Baptist if he was the expected one or should they keep looking. His response? "Tell John what you have seen take place." Consider some other big people of faith, people like Abraham and Sarah, Moses, David, Isaiah, Mary, and Paul. There are so many more. They all had encounters with God, just God and them, but they didn't stop there. Coming out of their encounter, they engaged with others because they felt compelled from what God revealed. They had new purpose. They are heroes of faith because they acted out of the revelation they experienced with God. They were transformed, and people saw in them divine grace and generosity and compassion. Rather than having faith, they practiced faith. Faith in us is born out of an encounter with God, but it lives in our doing and our action. We practice faith too, and those with whom we are closest are the witnesses. This is not passive engagement. It is a continuing awakening of grace. Will you pray with me? O God, we are grateful that you claim us as your own. I want to embrace the revealing of your purposes for my life and make this awakening my practice, today and all of my days. Amen.